The Epstein files, or what I call the Jeffrey Epstein saga. Folks, this cuts to the very core of an evil of the worst kind. There's a special rung in hell for pedophiles. Let me take it a step further than that, if that's even possible. When a pedophile goes to prison, they are separated from the murderers, the drug dealers, the armed robbers, because even convicted felons hate pedophiles. I got a lot of comments, a lot of questions from the question of the day, which was, did Donald Trump have an inappropriate sexual relationship with young girls in the Jeffrey Epstein saga, or is he covering up? So I'm going to respond to your comments. I'm going to answer your questions. Welcome to the Joe Rossano Show. Let's start here, folks. We have a report that president's accuser, known as Katie Johnson, claims Epstein began abusing her at 13 and brought her to New York or New Jersey. She wasn't sure if it was by car or by plane. She alleges Trump assaulted her. Okay. Now, on the other side, because we're fair here, it's been also alleged that she faced legal trouble for fraud, theft, and elder exploitation. Again, these are allegations. None have been proven in court, and we must keep that in mind. Before I get to your questions and comments, this really helps, folks. If you could be so kind, please subscribe, please like, share, comment, and click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show. Again, when you subscribe, really helps me continue to bring you this content, which I love to do. So we're going to move to your questions and comments now. And my, oh my, we got a lot of them. Here we go. We're going to start with Rick S. I think it's both. He had sex with underage girls, and he is actively covering up anyone else's involvement, mainly because they can rat him out. Sounds reasonable. It does. It sounds reasonable. But you see, Rick S., what I always get back to, sir, is we have no verifiable proof. There's no evidence. Now, you had an accuser known as Katie Johnson. That was an alias. She claims that she didn't even know if it was by by boat or by plane. Now, again, I'm sure there's 1,000 psychological reasons why she doesn't remember. I'm not a forensic psychologist. Okay. But for that reason alone, people could point out that she has been disingenuous. In addition, as I said in my opening, she too faced some charges, one of which was elderly exploitation. So again, all of this, that entire report on both sides, on whether they accused her or accused the president, none of it has been proven. These are still simply allegations. But again, let me say this, Rick S. The president promised transparency. He promised those files, and he didn't deliver on that promise. Promises made, promises kept. Everybody's heard of that one. Well, Mr. President, if you're watching, I regret to say, sir, you fell short. You fell short. Let's continue. We have Billy B. He's a rich a-hole from New York. Everybody. Well, again, you see, here's the thing, and I'm always going to get back to this. Okay, what is the ultimate aphrodisiac, and that is power. It's power, and I'm going to elaborate on that. Think about this, folks. Let's take a look at Melania Trump. On both sides of the aisle, she is quite lovely. She's quite lovely. Would she have married Donald Trump, the ditch digger, or Donald Trump, the bus driver? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She married Donald Trump because he's a billionaire and he's got big, giant buildings with his name on them. That's why. So as far as him being a rich a-hole from New York, I, Billy B., do not find myself in the unique situation of being shocked that a New York City Playboy was with a bunch of models and had what I'm pretty there. This is still an allegation. It's not proven, but I'm pretty positive had consensual sex with a porn star, Stormy Daniels. None of this stuff shocks me. There have been some very powerful men who have done some very, very bad things, Billy. So is he a rich a hole from New York? It seems to be. It certainly seems to be. Let's move on here. So, uh, the old MAGA saying goes, grab them by the you know what. So I'm going to say this just, I'm going to assume we're all adults here. When Trump said to Billy Bush, when you're a celebrity, they let you grab them by the pussy. I have reflected on this, folks, and let me tell you where I'm coming from here. Was that locker room talk to me? Yes, it was locker room talk. And I know some of you don't want to hear it, but any of you ladies out there who don't want to hear it, let me say this. Okay. I got sisters. Huh? I lived with several females platonically as roommates. Okay. Women have locker room talk too. Women have locker room talk too because I've heard it. Scared me. Some of the things women say. Okay. Now, let's test what Donald Trump said. He said, when you were a celebrity, they let you grab them by the pussy. That's what the man said. So, what I think he meant, okay, I'm taking a guess here. When you're a celebrity, at times they let you grab them by the pussy. And let me tell you where I'm coming from. I think that we all know that celebrities, in a lot of cases, get a pass that normal folks like us don't. So, again, let's do an experiment here. You line up 100 women in a line. We're going to do it both ways. We're going to do the men next. Line up 100 women, okay? Black, white, Hispanic, Asian American, Hindu, etc. All kinds of different women. Okay. Now, one of us touch all 100 women inappropriately. Three things are going to happen, folks. Three things. And those three things are this, and not necessarily in this order. We're going to get pepper sprayed, tased, and arrested. Okay. Now, keep that here. That right here. You line those same 100 women up now. Same ones. Magic Mike does the same thing. Michael B. Jordan. James Dean. You see where I'm coming from? In other words, in my opinion, some of those women are not going to object. Now, if Joe Rossano does it, it's going to be 100% objection. Again, if Magic Mike does it or somebody like that, okay, they get a pass in some cases. And I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all 100 are going to be okay with that. There's going to be a few that are going to be like, oh my God, Magic Mike touched me. And her girlfriend's going to say, oh my God, I am so jealous. Okay. So that's what he means by that. Okay. If this is a revelation here, then hey, consider it a favor because that's exactly what the man meant. He meant that, hey, look, when you're a celebrity, you get away with stuff that regular folks don't. And that being one of them. Now, of course, is that an assault doing something like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, back here on earth, sometimes when a celebrity does something, they get away with it and we don't. Now, we're going to line 100 fellas up here, 100 guys, black dudes, white dudes, Hispanic, you name it. Okay. Now, Margot Robbie touches all 100 of us. Okay. Jennifer Aniston, right? What? What? Same thing. We are probably not going to object. See where I'm coming from? Now, there may be just some regular women that touch us dudes, and we're like, hey, man, whoa, watch your hands. Easy there. Okay. Margot Robbie, or, Pamela Anderson back in the day. The list can go on and on. No, not going to be that level. The Go-Go's touched all of the same thing, okay? Because they are celebrities, at times they just get away with stuff, even that stuff that many of us don't. So I kind of always wanted to break that down. Next, let's see here. This one was I was a I mean, I had to look at this one. It's from Don K. It's sick to think that people hope Trump raped a little girl. Democrats are sick. That's not exactly untrue. I mean, I'm not saying it's everybody, but let's put this into context. Anybody out there who is a clear thinking person, there is a faction, a percentage of Americans who hate Donald Trump no matter what he does. You've heard it. He could cure cancer, and there will people that will say, "Hey, he put doctors out of business. He ruined chemotherapy." That's just bottom line. That's just they hate Trump so much that they just want to get him no matter what. And there are some possibly if you went to him and said, "Hey, you know what? We can get Trump out of office and all of his cabinet, J.D. Vance and everyone, Marco Rubio, all of them." I wouldn't put it past some people to turn a blind eye to it, anything to get Trump. So, yeah, you know something? I think that is sick. I really do. Let me read this again. It's sick to think that people hope Trump raped a little girl. That's that's not necessarily wrong. I regret to say. He reported Epstein. It was on the news and Google to the FBI phone call. Then citizen Trump called the Palm Beach police chief, identified as Michael Reiter, to voice concern after learning of the local investigation into Epstein. Well, I don't know. I don't know because maybe he wanted to cover his tracks. Maybe he did something and wanted to say he did it. Wasn't me. They did it. I don't know. I don't know. But we do know there was a falling out with then Donald Trump, the citizen, prior to him being president. And again, there is just no physical, plausible evidence to support that he actually did something. But there is evidence to support that he's covering it up. And that's just a shame. That bothers me. I'm an independent. Okay? I'm a traditionalist. If you run for office and say you're getting the Epstein files, I want them. I want to be able to download them right now. All the names, everything. That is where I regret to say the president has really come up short. I'm very disappointed, Mr. President. Joe N. Both. Well, there's a surprise. Yeah, I mean, I would have to say, yeah, probably both. Uh, that's your opinion. I mean, and you're certainly entitled to it. But again, we just don't know. We just don't know. Let's do another one. Here we go. Mike J. I can't believe the ignorance in comments. This topic was settled in stone months ago, not by Trump or Republicans, but by Dems in official courts and documents. Not only did he not rape children, he has been vindicated from ever have been on the island by the Clintons and the Democrats up and down the Epstein logs. Trump has been verified as the one who blew the whistle on Epstein and banned him from Mar-a-Lago. That is true. It's also been proven in the Epstein files, videos, phone transcripts, and photos that Epstein and many Democrats not only made up the Russian hoax, but also there was an organized effort by the same people to influence perspective of Trump and his presidency before he even took office. Well, I mean, that's another show, but let's stick to Epstein here. I mean, this isn't going away, Mike J. It's not going away. And has he been vindicated? Not necessarily. And let me tell you, Mike, where the problem's coming in here, sir, is he is withholding information. Okay. I'm just going to give you an example. All right. We're dating. Okay. I have a girlfriend. I'm not married. I have a girlfriend or I have a wife, whatever. And she wants my cell phone to read my text messages. If I withhold them, something's up and vice versa. Okay. You ask somebody, okay, let me see those text messages with that guy. And she deletes all of them. She got a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. So in this case, the president has classified some of the Epstein files that was voted by both houses to release unredacted, and he's not. He's not. You see what I mean there, Mike J? Is he did not release what he said he was going to, and why? Why? Did he see him and said, "Oh my God, there's my name. I'm not releasing that," or does he have friends on there and he's not releasing them? I mean, there's got to be a reason why he's not releasing them. There just has to be. So let's move on here because again, I just have so many of these. Uh yes, there is evidence. Okay, that's user 8257. What evidence? See, bring it. I'll report it. What's the evidence? Show it to me. See what I mean? And that's why I do this type of show is I don't come on here with conspiracies. I don't come on here and say, well, this person did this or that. No, I need the evidence. Okay. I really do. I don't accept that the president of France's wife has a penis unless I see the D. See where I'm coming from? It's just not something that I do. We need evidence here on the Joe Rossano show. User, what was that again? I'm sorry. 8257. Bring me the evidence. I'll read it here. Uh, let's see. What else do we have here? Who are you? I have never heard of you. Joe Rossano. Name's Joe Rossano, the Joe Rossano Show, and that is, if you could be so kind to subscribe, that's youtube.com at the Joe Rossano Show. Here we go. We got MacGyver saying both. That seems to be the consensus there, MacGyver. Evidence says yes, says Michalicious. Rosemary Flores. Yes. Ask Billy Bush. We already did that. We just asked Billy Bush. If you're watching Rosemary, that's in about the 2-minute mark. He is guilty of this himself as well. Of course, that's again seems to be the consensus. Uh Please, he is covering up for himself. There's too much evidence. That's going to drive me nuts. And that's why I do these questions and comments. What is the evidence? What is the evidence? And no, I'm not defending anybody. I'm not defending anybody. Okay. Here's the way I look at the world, folks. Okay. I'll tell you what, I got a great example here. Trevor Bauer. Okay. This is what I wanted to see. Okay. Trevor Bauer was accused of choking a woman, this and that. You could Google it. Now, I want him to keep pitching, keep getting paid while the legal process goes on. And if the judge says guilty, put him in handcuffs. And then don't pay him the rest of his contract and don't let him ever pitch in Major League Baseball again. Okay. Don't don't take action as due process is going on. People shouldn't get fired over an allegation. And that's exactly what all of this has been on both sides. Jeffrey Epstein, now that's been adjudicated. Okay. Ghislaine Maxwell, that's been adjudicated. etc. It just hasn't. Now, what you saw in yesterday's show, you got President Clinton. He's in a hot tub. He's been on that plane. Okay. He admitted knowing Epstein well. He, of course, said he didn't know anything was going on. Here's a surprise. His testimony, he looked terrible. I'm not talking about just physically. I mean, I found a lot of things he said very hard to believe. Okay, we know he got a massage in Africa from a young girl. We know about Monica Lewinsky. We know about Juanita Broderick. We know about Paula Jones. So, you know, again, if we're going to convict people of circumstantial evidence, then Bill Clinton's the first one that goes. All you Democrats out there, just saying. Let's see. Hell yeah, he's guilty, says Keith H. Nay, says, uh, yep, yep, and yep. All right. Tell a poem. Absolutely not. Wow, that's one. Scott Rhodes, nah. Big Buck 66, no and no. Mary, I like this one. God will take care of it. Bam. Bam. Now, folks, that is not something I learned until I was like in my 40s. Nature keeps balance, folks. Karma is a real thing. And yeah, I believe in God and Jesus. And yeah, I have every reason to believe, Mary, you're right. God will take care of this. No and yes. So Scott R says no, that he didn't do anything, but yes, he's covering up. So we'll see. The proof is not in the pudding, it's in the files. You can see for yourself. Well, that's the thing. As soon as I see all the files, then that's going to be one thing. But he's holding the files, and I got to tell you, Mr. President, it's causing you a problem, sir. It's causing you a major, major problem. So at the end of the day, folks, here's where we are. We have a convicted pedophile who is dead and in hell. I believe in hell. And if there is one, which I think there is, he's certainly in it. Now, what do we know here? Okay. Prince Andrew, this is a great example. He made a settlement. They stripped him of the fact that he was prince and took away his medals and everything else. Okay, in the UK, not here in the United States yet, but in the UK. I always get back to this. You accuse me of something, I don't care what it is. Okay. If my lawyer says, hey, look, you're going to do 10 minutes in jail for this really bad crime you committed. Nope. We're going to court. I'm not pleading guilty for something I didn't do. And, every time one of these folks make a settlement, it's because they did something. And, there are thousands, tens of thousands, if not millions of settlements that were made to women in the workplace by, again, powerful men, non-disclosure agreements, the whole 9 yards. And I regret to say this has been going on since the beginning of time. And I deeply regret to say Jeffrey Epstein didn't invent this. So anybody says, all right, man, look, Joe, let's cut to the chase here. Okay. What happened? What's all this Jeffrey Epstein stuff? Okay. Well, I will tell you this. There are middle-aged guys who are perverts who want to have relations with 13, 14-year-old girls. That's the bottom line. They're out there. They're sick people out there. That's why I prefer dogs, by the way. And don't forget to adopt a pet. So what do these powerful men think? Okay. I can go to this island. Now you got to remember, a lot of stuff was in the 90s, early 2000s. I can go to this island where nobody can see, and I could be a president, a prince, an actor, a CEO, and I can fulfill my sicko fantasy of having relations with a child, because that's what a 13, 14-year-old girl is a child, and nobody will catch me. Or, hey, I tell you what, here we go. You have to Google this. The movie Hostel. Okay. There's people out there that pay a lot of money, and this is a movie, by the way. so they can torture and kill people. They pay money. They put the person they want to torture and kill in a room, and then they put all the torture stuff in there: drills, saws, scalpels, hammers, you name it. And that's synonymous for what we see here. You just have some sick men who want to do dirty stuff and not get caught. Except the internet came back and got them all, didn't it? They see these young girls grew up to be women, and that's what's lost right there. That's how I'm going to end the show here today is the victims. My goodness graciousness, the victims. This is the worst part of it. I mean, when you say immigration, I think of the victims, Blake and Riley, etc. That's what I think about. And when I think about when somebody says, "Oh, Epstein," the victims, the victims. So that's what happened. Okay, that's exactly what happened. I mean, it's just like you know, some people can get floor seats at the Lakers. Some people can get a skybox at the Super Bowl. These guys paid a lot of money to live out a sicko fantasy on an island. Just thought they weren't going to get caught. And one by one, the dominoes are falling. And I hope, folks, sooner or later that this all comes out. And let me tell you what worries me a bit is many people think the Kennedy assassination was a conspiracy. And, oh, I don't know. Where are we now? About 63 years later, you still don't know. We still don't know, or at least there are many people who think that it just wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. So we'll see. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, I graciously, wholeheartedly appreciate you taking some time spend with your pal Joe Rossano. I ask again to please subscribe, folks. From the bottom of my heart, I got to tell you, this really, really helps. Please comment, and as you saw, I'll read them right here on air. Like, share, click the notification bell. And you can check out all the latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show. As always, folks, God bless you. Please don't forget to adopt a pet, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment, share, like, click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show.